at least respect the social distance, the 6 feet thing.
Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms responded to the issue on Facebook, saying, for those who crowded in line at Greenbrier awaiting the new Jordans, gathered in crowds at Piedmont Park, shot fireworks and spun out at the Mall West End, and even those who may now be shopping at Lenox Square Mall, please know that the only thing that's changed about COVID-19 is that your chance of catching it has now gone up by 40%.
It's going to take the people because we keep getting mixed messages. I think if you want to keep healthy, your family, your friends, you've got to social distance and don't run too many errands.
Now, Mayor Bottoms referred to a Forbes article when talking about Georgians being exposed to COVID-19 being up 40%. See what I'm talking about? Look at all the people that are hanging out waiting to cross the road right here at 10th and Piedmont. Now, as for the governor, he signed an executive order deputizing local law enforcement, giving them the power to enforce safety guidelines if they feel people are not being safe. In addition to that, the governor's office referenced comments made by Dr. Toomey with the State Health Department, where she says and urges everyone to wear a mask. We're live in Midtown tonight. Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
Adam, thank you. A major milestone towards reopening Georgia as malls across Metro Atlanta reopen for the first time in 6 weeks. CBS 46's Carolyn Ryan is live in Kennesaw at Town Center Mall with that part of the story. Carolyn, good evening.
Good evening to you, Sean. This is one of 5 major Metro Atlanta malls to reopen today. And yes, as you might imagine, things inside, well, they looked a little different. Inside Town Center at Cobb,
it was calm and quiet. Nobody's really there.
Shoppers were scarce, but reminders to social distance were not. Arrows directing. Massage stations closed, along with more than 50% of the stores inside. So on this floor, New York & Company is closed. Eva Mendez, also from New York & Company, is closed, doors shut. Vans, shoes, got the gate up. City Gear is closed as well. The food court at lunchtime. Hi, can I get a bottle of water? Also quiet. Thank you. Seating limited, and in the bathrooms, sinks were limited too. Meantime, over at Lenox Square Mall in Buckhead, as shoppers filed in, masks were handed out.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Similar safety measures were found in that mall too. And we spoke to several shoppers today about what brought them out to the mall. A couple of them said that they were looking for a specific item that they needed right away. Others said they just came to browse and get out of the house. All of them, though, said they were taking this threat seriously and they were glad to see the malls taking proactive safety measures. That's the story tonight in Kennesaw. Carolyn Ryan, CBS 46 News.
Carolyn, thank you. 3 Fulton County commissioners, along with healthcare officials, are concerned, as well as concerned Black clergy from Atlanta, spoke out today, urging people to follow the guidelines to practice social distancing as much as possible and to wear masks when going out. And they did not mince words.
I was concerned about the photographs that I saw of people gathering together to go and buy the new Air Jordans. That was not a good idea at all. We need to continue to shelter in place.
It is time for us to use also what God has given us, and it's called common sense. Common sense will tell you to keep your family at home.
All the speakers emphasized that this is not an ordinary virus and said they are looking for ways to help make sure people understand the importance of wearing your face masks and having access to them.
Right now from the live desk, there is potentially troubling news that could affect you the next time you go for groceries. Tyson Foods said today it expects more meat plants to close. The company produces pork, beef, and chicken products at plants all over the country, including this one incoming. Chopper 46 over the scene there. We saw masked workers driving in and out of that facility today. Tyson saying they are using infrared thermometers to check temperatures of employees going inside and adding more protective measures like shields and more space. To make things a bit worse, consumer demand for meat products is actually up right now. Sean?
Costco, it is limiting how much meat you can buy at a time. Listen to this. You'll only be able to buy 3 items of beef, pork, or poultry products. Costco said it made the changes based on public health guidelines. And another change at Costco starting today. Customers will be required to wear masks to go in and out of the store. The store says the face coverings must be worn at all times, and they are no substitute for social distancing. Delta Airlines also requiring masks starting today for passengers and its employees. The airline is making masks available at ticket counters, gates, and onboard flights. United and JetBlue have similar guidelines that start today.
Big tech that is boosted the markets today. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P all ended the day up slightly, but airline shares were the big losers today. Delta, United, and American all fell more than 5%. Meantime, the U.S. Treasury saying today it plans to borrow $3 trillion, yes, that's trillion with a T, dollars in the second quarter of this year. That money is for coronavirus relief. That is more than twice as much as it borrowed in all of the last fiscal year.
And listen to this. There are good stories to be found, and we want to share them with you tonight. Coming up at 6 on CBS 46 News, we're going to take you to Piedmont, Athens, as a family gets to see their mother leave after 45 days as a coronavirus patient. Her story of hope coming up in about 8 minutes.
It was a hot and steamy day. We got up to 86 degrees this afternoon, still very warm. Right now, 84 degrees in Atlanta, and it's very steamy across all of North Georgia. 84 in Athens, 83 right now in LaGrange and Rome. Most of us dry, although we have seen increasing clouds across metro Atlanta. Starting to see a couple showers across northwestern Georgia, but my eye is on this much bigger complex of storms to our northwest, just now entering western Tennessee. That system is going to skirt over North Georgia. The southern fringe of it will flirt with those northernmost counties in North Georgia, and that's where we could see some strong storms later on today. By 8, 9 o'clock, we'll see some storms in northwest Georgia, making their way across North Georgia through the 10, 11 o'clock hour, and even overnight, a few storms possible right there skirting along North Georgia. Here in metro Atlanta, we will stay dry, but the far northernmost counties are under a level 2 risk of severe weather. Could see strong damaging winds, heavy downpours as those storms move over Tennessee and North Georgia. Here's what we're looking at for tonight. The risk area, the North Georgia mountains. Wind mainly from 9 p.m. until about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're looking at strong damaging winds, hail, and heavy rain. No tornadoes expected, but certainly could see 60+ mile-an-hour winds, and I'll pinpoint exactly when those storms will move over North Georgia. We'll talk about even more storms in tomorrow's forecast coming up.
And don't forget, you don't want to